Very good afternoon, friends, and thank you very much for joining us. My name is Ganesh from HDFC Securities, and the topic for today's discussion is the new fund offer from Principal Asset Management Company, which is the Principal Large Cap Fund. Now, large cap companies are generally market leaders backed by a legacy of successful business models over an established period of time. We wanted to give you a perspective on an option how you can invest in quality companies, not just from India, but from some of the best brands across the US. And to do that, we have with us Mr. Rajat Jain, the Chief Investment Officer for Principal AMC, and Mr. Gaurav Goyal, who is the National Head for Sales and Distribution. So, welcome to this webinar, gentlemen, and it's over to you now.
Thank you, Ganesh, and a very warm welcome to all of you. It is indeed our pleasure to, have this opportunity to share this more details about, this new offer, which is a Principal Large Cap, a differentiated strategy, which Ganesh talked about. So I think I will be taking help, in running the slides. So may I just request if you can go to the first slide. So if you look at in terms of Principal Large Cap, how it is different, from the large cap and why. And I'll just explain you a little background about the Principal Large Cap, that why we are coming out with this differentiated product and why we believe that every investor, every customer should have this as part of their core portfolio. Now, if you look at, I think we need to relook at in terms of the after Corona world of our portfolios, how those portfolios are. What is the asset allocation? While everybody talked about asset allocation, or asset allocation is not only that you invest only in equity and debt and how much you're investing in equity and debt, but asset allocation is much beyond that, and also which includes geographical asset allocation. When you talk about geographical asset allocation today, as we all know, that the worlds are much more connected. While we are in the era of social distancing, but the worlds are connected, the markets are connected. If there is something which happened in US, it impacts India. If they are, of course, so the world is much more interconnected world today. And wealth creation opportunities are not only limited to India, but wealth creation opportunities are there across the globe. And as an investor, we can participate in all those wealth creation opportunities. So when we look at in terms of asset allocation for people like you and me and all our investors, what we realize is that 99% of our investment, in fact, more than 99%, is only invested in India. And of course, we have our home bias. So clearly, I think there is a need for a geographical asset allocation and to diversify our assets across various geographies. The second aspect which we need to relook, particularly in the after Corona world, if you look at in terms of a lot of times we say, okay, we have invested in large caps. We have, 30, 40, 50, 60%. My core investment is in large cap. In fact, if I have to just share with you one data, that if you look at the entire investments of the mutual funds in various market caps, you will realize that 70% of the investments are in the large cap category of all the funds put together in the large cap stocks. But the question is that when we talk about, my fund is a large cap, is it a large cap? Because India itself is only 2.5% of the global market cap. And if you look at in terms of from India, there are only 2 companies which are among the top 100 companies in the world. There are only 5 companies which are actually greater than $50 billion of market cap from India. So, while we are talking about that we have a large cap portfolios, but if you look at from a world market cap perspective, these companies they are mega cap companies which are sitting outside India, and our customers do not have exposure to them. So that is one factor and one aspect which we need to ask ourselves, that and we need to talk about. And when we looked at the questions about these, when we look at the answers for these questions, what we realize is that, okay, there is a different kind of solution which is needed to meet this need, and therefore this concept of Principal Large Cap. We can go to the next slide. So Principal Large Cap is a fund which we are calling it a triple advantage fund, because it benefits with investment in the best of the Indian companies, the large cap companies. It also invests in the mega cap companies of US, which are greater than $50 billion. And third, when we talk about, you're investing into the US company, there is a currency play also which comes in. And we all know that rupee has been a depreciating currency. It has been depreciating from last four decades and many years by 4 to 5%, and therefore that is also one benefit which comes to the investor by investing into the principal large cap fund. The next slide. Now, I thought that, okay, this is the IPL season, and I'm sure you all would be, you will have your teams, out of these, all the IPL teams which are winning. But if you realize, what is the structure, what is the combination which every team has? They have basically every team, whether it is Chennai Super Kings or any other Mumbai Indians, the best of the Indian players and the best of the international player. And that is the combo which is working in IPL, because beyond any geography, they have the best of the players from the international markets, they have the best of the player from the domestic cricket, and therefore they have made those teams. So it's like the principal large cap fund is also like a IPL team, where we have the best of the companies from India and the best of the companies, the best of the large cap companies from US put together into one fund, and that's the winning combo. So next slide. Now, what does it mean? So I think if you look at, and if you have to realize a portfolio yourself, you will realize that, all these companies, whether they are the best of the Indian companies or the best of the US companies, we are consumers of all these companies. So whether it is Netflix, whether it is Microsoft, whether it is Amazon, whether it is Apple, all these companies are the global companies. We are consumers. We are adding to their top lines. We are adding to their bottom lines. But investors are not participating in the wealth creation journey. And today, I think if you have to look at the principal large cap fund, it will combine all these large cap companies of India and the US into one portfolio. And you don't have to invest into all these companies individually. But once you invest in a principal large cap fund, you can own all these companies together, with that fund. So you're getting the best of both the worlds with principal large cap fund. Next slide, please. So, it is a pure large cap. I think, as I shared with you, if you look at all of the large caps which are there, you will find that most of the large caps would have allocation in mid cap, the Indian mid cap and the Indian small cap also, while India's large cap itself is a small cap from a world market cap perspective. But this principal large cap, it's like a 24 karat gold. It's like 100% pure large cap. There is no Indian mid cap, there is no Indian small cap in it. It is only the large cap fund of large caps from India among the top 100 and the mega cap companies of US. I talked about the triple advantage because you will get the best of the India's large cap, the best of the US mega cap, and the currency. Also, this combination, when we looked at in terms of how it works for the customer, because I think this is a product construct, but what are the results? When we look at the results of this combination, the winning combination, the combo of 85% large cap of India, 15% of US, what we found out is that it is reducing the volatility in the customer portfolio, and it is the volatility and is much lower than any other large cap index, whether it is Nifty 50 or Nifty 100. And then also it comes with the equity taxation. As we all know that when you invest into the global companies, and if you have to take a global fund route, which is 100% global investing, it comes with a debt taxation. But this fund combines the best of both the worlds, and since it is predominantly investing in the Indian equity, has got a equity taxation. The next slide, please. We can go to the next slide because Rajat will cover this part. Yeah, even we can skip this slide. Yes. So if you look at, this is a data which I'm talking about, and when we looked at and compared this with Nifty, that what is this combination is giving it to the investors and what is the value, then what we realize is that it is actually this strategy of large cap fund of investing into 85% into Nifty, 15% into US companies is outperforming the Nifty 50 and the Nifty 100 across all the time horizon, whether it is 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 year, across all the time periods, it has been able to outperform. And it is all coming in with a reduced volatility. Next slide, Shyam. And if you look at it in terms of in the next slide, you will realize that the volatility of this combination is much lower than Nifty 50 and Nifty 100. So it enhances the return. At the same time, it reduces the volatility. And that's the benefit of this winning combination of in the best of the Indian large cap and the US large cap. The next slide, please. Now, this is like proof of pudding is in eating, and you can, this is an example. If somebody would have invested 1 crore in Nifty 100, which is the top 100 large cap companies of India, you will realize that 1 crore has actually grown to 2.18 crores over a period of 10 years. But the same 1 crore, if we would have invested in a principal large cap kind of strategy, which is composite strategy of 85% investment in large cap of India and 15% in US companies, then you will realize that the value of that is 2.55 crores today. And therefore, you can see the massive wealth creation this combination is giving to the investor. And the difference is 37 lakhs on an investment of 1 crore over a period of 10 years, which is a huge, huge excess wealth generation and wealth creation opportunity for our investors. So while there are a lot of large caps today which are struggling to outperform the benchmark, and here is the strategy which is not only outperforming the benchmark, but creating a massive wealth creation which is happening for the investor. And therefore, that's the reason that, okay, we are recommending this strategy as part of the core portfolio. Now, with this, I'll hand over it to Rajat sir for, his thoughts on, what kind of companies we are going to, in terms of the portfolio construction and we are taking forward. So over to you, Rajat sir.
Thank you, Gaurav. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk to you about this fund. Shyam, could we go to the next slide, please? Yeah, thank you. जैसा आपको गौरव ने बताया कि ये जो फंड है इसमें this is the principal large cap fund. So around 80 to 85%, minimum 80% under SEBI regulations, I have to be invested in Indian large cap. And around 15% of the portfolio will be invested in US large cap. So abhi I will talk briefly about both the Indian, हम कैसे Indian जो stock में invest करेंगे, उसका approach कैसा होगा, and how will be investing in the US large cap. What is the US large cap? How are we looking at it? How will we analyzing it? What advice we'll be getting? I'll speak on that separately also. So just coming on the Indian large cap first. Broadly जो हमारी investment thesis है, जैसे हमारे fund managers, we have a team of 2 fund managers, 5 analysts, and there's a consistent way of looking at companies. We look at things and look at companies in a particular way. There are 5 or 6 things we always watch for in a company when we are investing. पहली बात तो what is the opportunity set, कि मतलब growth की opportunity क्या है company की, company कितना grow कर सकती है. जैसे 1984-85 में इंडिया में 2 व्हीलर्स मैन्युफैक्चरर्स आए थे. इन सुजुकी had come, Hero Motors, Hero Honda उस समय था, they had come, so many people had come, and look at the size of opportunity they have grown. उस समय in that mid 80s, 83, 84, 1983, 84, 85, Hero Honda was selling 3 to 4 lakh motorcycles a year. Now they are selling something like 75 lakh motorcycles a year. So that is the opportunity size that they have grown. So the size of the potential growth that this, as I many private sector banks, the kind of opportunity size they have seen. The first thing is कि जो company का opportunity क्या है grow करने के लिए. उसके बाद जो हम देखते हैं is the company generating cash or not, कि जो operating cash flow company generate कर रही है, is the company generating operating cash? Now, why is that important? Everybody will say yes, operating cash flow is good, but why is it important? Because otherwise, to grow, if a company needs money to grow, if it is not generating cash from its own operations, it will be seeking cash from either debt investors or equity investor. As an equity investor, it will always be diluting you if it is not generating cash from within itself. So then they will come and do a follow-on public offer, a rights issue, or something of that kind, and your return उससे क्या होगा, return ratios will always remain low because the capital base जो है company का वो बड़ा होता जाएगा. तो जो आपको invest करना पड़ेगा, you have to keep investing more money, so your return ratios are looking low. So that is why, and likewise, and if a company is not raising money from equity, it is raising money from the debt market, then there's a limit to how much money they can raise from debt. Otherwise, the rating also will become under pressure. So it is important that good companies, are generating operating free cash. There's no harm in raising money occasionally, but not regular dilution. Just say contract. Many companies we have seen are typically contractors who are getting into asset ownership, buying road assets or any other asset, for example, power assets. So they always keep raising money to fund those purchases, and the return ratio is always low. Those stocks don't perform well. In terms of portfolio construction, हमारा focus रहेगा to buy 70-75% of the Indian universe, Indian जो portfolio रहेगा in compounding franchises. When I say compounding franchises, who are growing earnings regularly, need not be high level of growth. Even if it is growing at 10%, 12% compounding per annum, it is very good. It need not be 20%. No company can grow at 20% per annum for a very long time. So if I'm growing at say 11, 12, 13% compounding profit every year, it's a very valuable company. So which means कि stable position है, company is dominating its own market and it has own niche, it's generating cash flow. So that is the core part of the portfolio with the compounding franchises. फिर ऐसे if you look at the, as I said, we will not look at a company which is having too much of debt. Certainly not zero debt company because those companies are very expensive, but a moderate level of debt is okay. Because a balance sheet में strength होनी चाहिए company की. If the company's balance sheet is weak, it has no strength. It is always a price taker. Price taker meaning it will always depend. इसके पास अपनी strength नहीं है company की because it has to generate cash to pay interest, to service interest. Company cannot have any holding power. So those companies we want to avoid. Companies who are having moderate levels of debt, a strong balance sheet, they have pricing power. We want those kind of companies. So broadly, this is, I'm not saying every company will invest in India will have these characteristics, but they should have most of these characteristics. Out of 6, probably 5 characteristics. So we'll get a good quality portfolio from the Indian side. Yeah, if I go to the next slide, please. Next. Next. Yeah. So in the US, अब जैसे मैंने कहा कि 15% of the portfolio, 15% portfolio का will be in US large cap equity. अब large cap equity क्या है US में? इसका market capitalization is above $50 billion. $50 billion बोलेंगे तो it is somewhere close to 4 lakh, 3.7 lakh crore rupees, 3.5-4 lakh crore के बीच में उसका market capitalization है. जो S&P 500, which is the US large cap index, so this will cover around 170, 180 names out of the 500 S&P 500 index. So it's a good universe is available. And as I said, we'll have around 15% of the portfolio invested in these US large cap. We will have around 15 stocks. Not everything will be 1%. So there will be some difference. Some will be say 1 or 1.52% also. Some will be less than 1%. But for a good diversification, we will have around 15 stocks. So 15 stock जो हैं US के रहेंगे और करीब total जो stocks portfolio में stocks होंगे will be between 55 to 60. So around 40 to 45 stocks in India and 15 stocks in the US. That will be the broad composition of the portfolio. जैसे US को जो हम the way we are going to manage the US portfolio, जैसे हमारी जो parent company है Principal, उनके जो Principal Global Investors, which is the investment arm of Principal Financial Group. Next slide, Shyam, please. Yeah. So Principal Global Investors, which is the investment arm of previous slide, has about $500 billion in assets under management, which is in equity, fixed income, alternative, real estate, everything. So they have around $175 billion in equity around the world. So they already are managing a lot of exposure, including US large cap equity. So already they are experts in managing US large cap equity. So we'll be taking their advice, their research. While the fund management will be done here, we will decide what we are going to buy or sell, but we will get the underlying research and advice from Principal Global Investors. Next, please. So now when Principal is Principal Global Investors जो हमको advise करेंगे, how are they looking at companies? broadly उनका ये मानना है कि companies जो हैं which do well are those which are seeing some improvement. That is where the business is becoming better. So of course, now if you see the graph, there are three types of companies that they define, which is innovators, renovators, and pace setters. Now, in each of these cases, business is becoming better, but there's some slight difference in each of these three types. Innovators are companies which are, do a lot of R&D. They are market disruptors. These are companies who have got new business model. Tesla is an extreme example. And जो कि पूरा जो IC industry, internal combustion engine को disrupt कर रहे हैं. Electrical vehicles, I mean, they are getting. So that's a big disruption of a 120-year-old industry. So that is a potential case of a disruptor industry. There are many other companies with new different business models. Many are unlisted companies, but those are innovators. Secondly, renovators. So their business is also getting better, but they had gone into a problem. These are companies, say either industry में competition बहुत हो गया. There were many companies in that industry which came, so profit margins came down, or there was some competition, so your growth was not there. So what these companies have done, either industry structure has changed, some people have gone out of the industry, or you have cut costs, you are becoming better, you are improving margins. So either way, you are innovating. So आपकी business had been impacted negatively, you are getting better. So business is improving, but you are a renovator. But the third जो pace setter है, हमने innovator के बारे में बात करी, renovator के बारे में बात करी, भी pace setters. This is जो हम इनका हमने compounder बोलते हैं, who are compounding business, who are compounding profits every year at around say 10, 11, 12% or some such number. So the pace setter है, this will be the largest part of the portfolio. So these are companies who are steady performers. They dominate their industry. Let's say Microsoft, for example. It dominates the entire office productivity environment. Windows इनका है, office productivity suite है, नए products लाते जा रहे हैं. Teams, which is a collaboration tool software, business BI, uh, which is again business intelligence tool. So then they keep adding new things and they dominate the sector. Steady Eddie. The growth is not very exceptional growth, but this compounding growth. So these are pace setters. People who consistently do well. It's like a marathon. There's a photo में देखेंगे marathon runners. Marathon runners are not running very fast. They have to run for 2.5 hours or 2 hours to complete a marathon. So they run consistently. They are not like a 100-meter race. No, they are consistent over a 40-kilometer race. So these are pace setters who are running consistently. They're always improving themselves. They dominate the sectors. They have low levels of debt. A global leader. So this is the biggest part of the portfolio. We will have pace setters and renovator and innovators after that. Next, please. Yeah. So अब जैसे दो सवाल जो आते हैं हमसे इस फंड के बारे में बात करें. So there are two questions which are typically raised. One is about the overall US market. That the US market is run up a lot. Of course, in the last 6 months, March से September तक दुनिया के market, including India, also there's been a sharp run up. US also there's been a sharp run up. So where are we? How do we see the markets now? What's the valuation? And secondly is about IT technology stocks. The technology stocks में frenzy है. Is there a bubble in technology stocks? So those are questions. So we have got some slide to answer these two questions. So now this is a question about say technology stock. जैसे कि जो ग्रे इसमें दो बार आप देखेंगे. This is the valuation for the technology names, the largest, जो सबसे बड़े tech 5, top tech names, and the gray bar जो है वो blue bar है technology का PE multiple, and the gray bar is the PE multiple for the S&P 500. That is the market, the large cap index. So in March 2000, जब Y2K था, there was a big frenzy around the world in equity market. So if you see the valuation premium जो था technology stocks में was nearly 100%. S&P का multiple was 24.5 times, 24.5, 24.6, and the technology stock, the top 5 जो सबसे बड़े technology stocks थे, were trading at around 47 times PE multiples. You come to the situation now. This is August 2020, last month की ये data है. So here the premium, I mean the market is about 23 times. Market itself is cheaper. उस समय market was 24.5 times. Market is cheaper, and the premium of technology is much lower. Technology stocks are more premium because they're growing better, their margins are improving, their growth is there, competition is less, but still the premium, the valuation P multiple है, premium is much lower compared to what it was in 2000. So technology stocks are much cheaper relatively compared to where they were earlier. Next, please. I'll just come to this. Can you go to the next slide? Yeah, sorry. तो इसमें अगर हम देखेंगे जो आप टॉप इसमें दो ग्राफ्स अगर आप टॉप ग्राफ देखें, so it basically the thin line at the top tells the performance of technology stocks, but it is broken up in terms of earnings से कितना, what is the growth in earnings and what is the P multiple expansion. So here the dark जो dark black है या gray है, dark gray है, that is the growth in earnings, and the from the growth in P multiple is the light blue line, is the blue color line, is the blue colored shaded part of the graph. So is you're seeing most of the growth now is coming actually from the earnings in technology. It's not that it's running only P multiples are running. जैसे इसमें एक और इसमें वो ग्राफ नहीं है, बट बेसिक अगर हम देखेंगे जो टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनीज हैं उनका रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी जो है, आई मीन इट हैज ग्रोन अप ह्यूजली. Their competition is not there, their sales growth is very good, their operating margins are improving. So while valuations are expensive, but it's backed by fundamentals. There can be a correction in technology, yes. Can there be a correction in the market? Yes. But because the fundamentals are backing, it is not only fraud. It is not because technology is expensive, which being backed without being backed by fundamentals, it can be a permanent or a very deep correction. That is the point. Certainly markets are run up. It is possible that there can be a correction. Will the correction be permanent? We don't think so. Because reasons. Because it's a fundamentally strong case. Can you just go back, Shyam, to the previous slide? Earlier. Yeah, please. Thank you. Yeah, the second question, but the first question मैंने कहा about the market valuations. तो इसमें 3 time period लिए हुए हैं. On the right, सबसे पहले August 2000, around the Y2K boom. फिर August 2010 जो around the global financial crisis 10 साल पहले. और latest position जो है August 2020. तो इसमें what we are doing is comparing the valuation of the bonds of a triple B bond in the US market versus the market P multiple. So what is the value? For example, an investor is buying equity versus he can buy a risky bond also. So what is the valuation we will compare? I mean, August 2000, अगर देखें August 2000 right post, the right chart है. There we see you are getting a yield of around 8.2%, which means the P multiple of the bond was around 12.1 times. Basically, how do you get 12.1? You divide 100 by 8.2. 8.2% yield tha, the P multiple there when the bond was cheaper. And the market P multiple actually was 24. The basic point is the bond was giving high yield, so bond P multiples were lower. So basically, investors were better off buying a bond than they were buying equity. They are getting a guaranteed 8% yield in the bond, and so getting a much cheaper yield, much cheaper PE multiple. Then you come to after the global financial crisis, August 2010, the thing changed when the equity market fell, there was a sharp correction in equity market, and then the P multiple of the bond was around 18.2 times, but market was cheaper. Market P was only 11.4 times. So because market had corrected, it was much better to be in equity. Similar situation now, because जो yield है इस समय, US 10-year yield तो 0.67 है, पर हम उसको नहीं देख रहे हैं. We are looking at the triple B bond, so which is around 3.5%. So the P multiple of the bond is around 29 times, but the market P as हमने पहले भी देखा था is around 22 times, 22.7 times. So we are cheaper to buy equity, which is the case that equity remains supported. It's a returns may not be very good returns, but certainly they are much cheap. It's much cheaper. Earnings are growing. You should get reasonable returns in equity. Next, please. This we have done. Next, just the last slide on this is the US portfolio, the model portfolio है हमारा. So technology stocks जो हैं जो bottom right में pie chart में देखेंगे जो brown color है. So around 1/3 of the portfolio will be in technology. Technology is an important piece. So बाकी diversification भी है. So consumer staples रहेंगे. टेक्नोलॉजी है ना, सॉरी कंज्यूमर डिस्क्रिशनरी है, हेल्थ केयर है, फाइनेंशियल्स है. So there are around 5 to 6 sectors, not only technology. Technology certainly is an important piece because many large companies are there. Google, Microsoft, Facebook, and others are there. But even then, we are getting a good diversification across 4 or 5 different sectors in the US portfolio. Next. Gaurav, you want to just close on this?
Yeah. So I think this is the last one. ये जो product है, इस product पे हमने 2 facilities investors के लिए introduce की हैं. और पहला है Smart Option. Smart Option is nothing but this option gives you to invest into this NFO in a staggered manner. Let's say if you are investing 100 rupees, so then 25 rupees will get invested into the fund right now, the principal large cap, and 75 rupees will be invested in principal liquid fund. And every month, 25 rupees will be transferred to this principal large cap fund. So basically 100 rupees will get invested over a period of 4 months. The second facility which we have given is the MyGain in this product. And a lot of investors often ask कि ये market is very volatile और NAV ऊपर जाता है लेकिन हम कभी profit book नहीं कर पाते हैं, appreciation book नहीं कर पाते हैं. तो can we क्योंकि जब market ऊपर जाता है तो हम सोचते हैं market और ऊपर जाएगा, and then when market goes down you are never able to book the profits. So this is nothing but like you can book your profits and you can book your gains systematically through the system, and you don't have to intervene in it. So let's say MyGain facility mein you decided that I would want to have a gain of book the profits every time when there is a 20% gain. So whenever the value is appreciating from 100 rupees to 120 rupees, that 20 rupees that gain will be will get transferred to a liquid fund or any other fund of your choice, and so there is a systematic profit booking which will keep on happening for you. So these are 2 features of Smart and MyGain, which are this large cap fund comes with those features as well. So I think with this we would like to end the presentation, and we'll be happy to answer any questions, and we have Rajat sir anyways there with us to answer any questions with us. So over to you, Ganesh.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rajat ji and Gaurav. I think it was quite an insightful session and a very interesting fund at that. We do have a couple of questions here. I'll bounce it off one by one.
Sure.
The first question is on the taxation part. So how is the taxation on this? This is from Mr. Somin.
Okay. So, Ganesh, all the easy questions I'll take. The difficult question we'll leave it for Rajat sir. But so the taxation is going to be equity because this fund is predominantly going to invest in the Indian equity, 85% into Indian equity, 15% into the US equity. So the taxation will be equity for this fund.
Great, thank you for that. The next question is from Mr. Sham. Do we have an SIP facility in this?
Yes, we have an SIP facility as well.
Okay. Okay. The next one is from Mr. Vineet. Any particular rationale or reasoning on the split between the percentages, the weightages for Indian companies and US companies? I guess it's 85-15.
Yes.
And to add to that, if I can add to that, sorry to interrupt, I can add to that probably if you look at the performance of certain index-based funds specific to US, they have given exceptionally good returns. So why not a higher percentage in that?
Okay. So, the way, if you look at in terms of, as we shared, that this is the first large cap fund in the industry with investment option of both the best of both the worlds, investing in Indian equity, the top large cap companies of India and the large cap companies of US. As far as if you look at why we are keeping only 15%, because by if you look at any large cap fund and by the categorization defined by SEBI, minimum 80% you have to invest in the Indian large cap. So that's how we said, okay, minimum is 80%, but we are taking 85% and rest 15% will be into the US equity. So Rajat sir, you want to add to this?
I think you're absolutely right. See, because minimum 80%, so we cannot exactly be 80. We keep at least 1 or 2% extra, because market goes down, you'll be below 80. So,
Sure.
and we'll have some cash, 1 or 2% cash. So 15% will be in US, probably 1 or 2% cash, 81, 82% in Indian large cap. Broadly, that is how the portfolio will be. And exactly, Gaurav said it right. And but just to add one additional point, we'll be not be taking active allocation calls. So it is not that we don't like the US market, so equity in the US will bring down to 8 or 9% and so on. We will keep the US portion around 15%.
Great. The next question is, when you say it's a large cap fund, so will it be the typical large cap fund as per SEBI regulations of 80% invested in the large cap companies? Will it follow the same pattern?
Yeah, means as you know that, okay, of course, we have, everybody has to follow that. But I think the way this fund is different is, while it will have the large cap companies, but one differentiation is that, okay, it will have a combination of the US mega caps, I would say, not even large cap, mega cap, as Rajat said, also shared with us, that we are going to only take companies which are greater than $50 billion of market cap as far as the US part is concerned. So it's basically the large caps of India plus the mega caps of US. The second differentiation which is there is that it's going to be like 100% pure large cap only. We are not going to take any mid cap and small cap in this fund. If you look at in terms of industry, while the regulation says that, okay, you need to have minimum 80%, so there are a lot of large caps you will find that, okay, have allocation in the Indian mid cap and Indian small cap. We will be true to label fund which is only investment into large caps of India and the large caps of US. So that's how it's going to be differentiated.
Okay, thanks for that. The next one is from Mr. Shyam Sundar. In the example that you just quoted in one of the slides of the profit booking option,
yeah,
right? Can we have 20% profit booked into our personal account in the stated example?
Yeah, sure. So absolutely, I think it is up to the customer choice. Any kind of rate of return which you are looking at. So maybe, for example, you say, no, I want to book profits at 30%. So that choice is there with you. You can decide the rate of return which is there. The second is the choice. If you want to switch to any other fund, you can switch. If you do not want to switch and you want to, get that money into your account, so that can also be, that option is also there, and then money will be redeemed, and that appreciation will straight away get into your account.
Okay. The next one is from Mr. Vipin. Is there any lock-in period for this fund?
So, it's an open-ended fund. There is no lock-in, but we have exit load. There is no exit load after 1 year. But to answer your question, there is no lock-in. It's an open-ended equity fund. There is no lock-in. After 1 year, there is no exit load also. So it is only up to 1 year that we have exit loads.
Okay. The next one is from Mr. Davinder. Any fixed withdrawal plans in future through MyGain? Any monthly fixed withdrawal plans in future through MyGain?
Okay. No, it's a very interesting question, and I think glad that, okay, you have asked that option. So I think the customers, those who are investors, those who are looking at a regular cash flow, they can also use this product. And there is an option of RWP or SWP, which we call. And you can actually, if you want to have, you can decide in terms of what kind of, flow regular cash flow you are looking at in terms of number of units or amount. You can decide that, and that option is also available. Up to first year, to enable that, even if somebody is looking at a regular cash flow right from the first year, up to 24% of the withdrawals, are there is no exit load on that. So even you can have an immediate, regular withdrawal kind of things, regular cash flow if you're looking at from this product. Otherwise, after 1 year, you can look at the regular withdrawal and there is no exit load. But even up to 1 year, up to 24%, there is no exit load as far as the product is concerned to enable, and this is done to enable that regular cash flows and for our investors.
Great, thank you so much for that. The next question is, in the current context of your earnings growth already getting impacted for the first 2 quarters of this fiscal, and a lot of haziness in the coming periods as well, what would be your rationale to hold on to sectors and stocks?
Rajat sir, you want
also
to take
add to that the current context of the way this portfolio has been planned?
Sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are 2 parts to the question. What is the rationale for holding on to sector? I really didn't follow, but I'll take the rationale for launching this fund and why we think it makes sense to invest at this point of time. Clearly, I mean, the typical concern that investors have is that markets have run up in the last 6 months dramatically, but markets are forward looking, and I think 2 or 3 trends globally, not only in India, are visible. One is, are we closer to the end of the pandemic than to the beginning? The answer pretty much everybody says is yes. Clearly, we have not won the battle against the pandemic, but we are close. I mean, there's progress on vaccine. A lot of people are working on the vaccine. Probably not immediately, but next 1 or 2 quarters, say probably early 2021, we should see some kind of vaccine cure coming. And that's one. Secondly, this easy monetary and fiscal conditions this time. Monetary conditions mean the central banks have brought down the rates, the RBI has brought down rates, the US Federal Reserve has brought down rates, European Central Bank has brought down rates. But this time, even the governments have done a lot of work on the fiscal side, much more. In India, obviously, the government has done, but globally, they've done much more. So the US government, I mean, again, if you've been following the news, there's a talk of a potential $2 trillion. I mean, there's a big difference between what the White House wants or the Congress wants, but still we're talking about at least $1 trillion plus of a number. So a lot of stimulus is happening. That's the second part. And I think that's going to remain. So easy monetary conditions are going to remain for a while. Thirdly, what we are seeing is there is a consolidation. So the bigger companies, not only in India, even globally, are gaining from this trend. While a lot of the government, as I said, have done a lot of work, a lot of the benefits have been gained by the bigger companies. In India, for example, we had a targeted long-term repo operations, or TLTRO, which was at RBF. You could, as a bank, you could take money from the Reserve Bank of India to lend to other companies. But initially, first 1 or 2 stages, most money went to large companies. Although subsequently smaller mid-sized companies also got the money, but the bigger companies, because people are more comfortable in lending to them. So the balance sheet of larger companies is better. The medium companies are still not able to come back in full swing. Larger companies are already doing that. So these trends are global, not only in India, even global trends. And the market, a good part of the market actually focuses on the large cap. So about 70% of the market capitalization of Indian market, 70-75%, is focusing on the large cap names who are coming out winners. So everybody went into COVID, but as they come out of COVID, the larger companies are the gainers. So which is why I think a large cap fund today makes sense. And that is the situation even globally. US, exactly the same thing has happened. The large companies have gained disproportionately. It may not be a good thing, unfortunately, but the big ones are the winners. So we are seeing easy monetary conditions, pandemic, probably some sort of a vaccine being found early next year, larger companies begin to gain. Valuations are not cheap. Nothing is cheap. So we are not ourselves saying we'll get very high returns from the market at this point of time. But we should get easily much better returns than fixed income securities. So that makes the case for equity investing with reasonable, and volatility is not going to be too high. I mean, the volatility actually for large cap companies is low. So all of this makes a very strong case for investing in equities today, especially large cap equities.
Sure. Thanks for that. We'll just take the last couple of questions. This one is for Gaurav. If you can just elaborate on the point once more of the option of liquid to large cap fund, transfer from liquid to the large cap fund.
Okay, sure.
And what are the options available?
This is called the smart facility in this fund, and it's basically, if I have to explain in a very simple language, it is nothing but investing into the principal large cap fund in a staggered approach. Now, what happens in the smart facility is when you invest, let's say 100 rupees, into the principal large cap fund, in the smart option, 25 rupees get invested immediately into the fund in that particular month, and subsequently another 75 rupees will get invested in 3 installments of 25 rupees each in the subsequent months. So which means that this 100 rupees will get invested over a period of 4 months. When you invest 100 rupees initially, 25 rupees is going into the principal large cap fund. That 75 rupees will get invested into the principal liquid fund, so that that money continue to appreciate, and that every month 25 rupees out of it, or 25% of that, will continue to get invested into the large cap fund. So it is, in a simple perspective, it is nothing but investing into principal large cap fund into a staggered manner.
Great, thank you for that. The next question is on how to transact in this fund, how to make purchase this fund. I'll take that. Your securities trading account, go to the mutual fund tab. Under the mutual fund tab, you will find NFO watch list, under which you can find this fund, principal large cap fund. We'll take the last question. What is the minimum investment amount in this fund?
So I thought that we will have questions in terms of what is the maximum amount, but I think it is available for as low as 25,000 rupees. Also, you can invest into this fund.
Great. So with this, we'll have to come to the end of this session. Thank you so much, dear investors, for taking the time out. Thanks, Mr. Rajat. Thanks, Gaurav, for a wonderful session. Thank you so much for joining us. Any closing remarks? Over to you, Mr. Rajat and Gaurav.
No, thank you very much, Ganesh, for giving us this opportunity. And I think this is what we believe is a must in any investor portfolio, and it's a true large cap fund for the first time in the Indian mutual fund industry, which is giving the option of investing, which is combining the best of both the worlds. And I'm sure investors will like it, and we will appreciate your business and support during the times.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can close the call now.